So today is Monday, April 2nd. What we are working on is reviewing our area formulas and some shapes. Because as we go into this week, we end up with needing to know all the four formulas by memory, but also be able to use them, apply them. And as the week goes on, if we don't have them memorized, we're not going to give them on Friday's test. So, let's talk. Okay, these first shapes are rectangles. I'm sure you can tell that, but they are rectangles. Now, the formula for a rectangle is area equals base times height, or you can do area equals length times width. Either way, that is fine. Okay? Now, with a rectangle, okay, like if I do number 2 right here, I would first write the formula, whichever one you want to use. I'm going to say my base is 8.7. My height is 11. And if I multiply that, borrowing someone's calculator, please remember you need a calculator. It is 95.7. Okay, remembering to go back, look at yards or inches or whatever, and it is squared. Area is always squared. Okay, now, listen, I'm going to tell you a few things because some of these have some confusing pieces and parts. Here we go. So like these are both feet, you're good to go. Number 3, one is inches and one is feet. Help me and just take off this feet. We're not going to try to change things today. Just do the inches. It's okay, I'm going to tell you right now which one to do. Just do inches. Okay, these two, I'm just going to take off on number 4, the meters. I'm just going to take off the meters. Okay. Yes, you can make it centimeters if you want to write it there. That's fine. Okay, on number 5 and 6. Number 5, this is what we did earlier. We took off 2 of the numbers just because I didn't want someone to multiply them twice because you only need 2 walls, a base and a height. But just take off this millimeters. And you can just change it to centimeters if you want. If you're dying to change it, you can. Okay, and this one, listen, y'all should know, but which one should we use? And the 550, right? Because they're both centimeters. This one should be gone because it's in meters. Or you could try to change it, but you would get that number. Whenever you're finding area, you want the same measurement. Like inches or whatever. Okay, now those are all the rectangles. Base times height, base times height, base times height. Is everybody okay on 1 through 6? Okay, now let's talk triangles. Here we go. The triangle formula is area equals base times height divided by 2. Listen. Make sure you divide by 2. Okay? Base and height. Here we go. If I'm doing this one, write the formula, then fill it in. 11 times 8.2. Now, some of you on Friday's quiz, I don't know if we just forgot what kind of math this was. But some of you added, listen, that means 11 times 8.2. 11 times. So that is 90.2. And then some of you just forgot to bring down divided by 2. Like, you got to finish it out, I guess. I don't know another word for it. And then I would write km for kilometers squared. kind of ran out of room, but I fit it. Okay? Base times height divided by 2. You should be able to take, like, a blank piece of paper and write these 4 formulas, guys. Like, if I handed you a blank card or piece of paper, you should be able to write them. Now, let's look at these other shapes, because some of these have some weird things in them. Okay, 7 is good. We just did 8. 9. 9 is kind of controversial, but we're going to, what I call kind of cheat. This height should really be right there, and it's not. But let's use this as the height, and, you know, the base, and get rid of the 12. It's kind of misdrawn. That's the bad part. So, like, you can either do base and height or base and height. Doesn't matter, because they're, like, multiplied. So, like on this one, I would use the 10 and the 4. I would get rid of these 2. Base and a height. There's 2 of them that are misdrawn, but I'm just going to help you out. Okay. 11. What should we get rid of on 11? 96. Yes. Get rid of the 96. Now, let's get rid of feet, and we'll just make them both inches.
So the dotted line's the base?
It's supposed to be that this is the base, and the dotted line is the height. It's just that you got to kind of turn the paper upside down to see that sometimes. This one is another one that you really need Pythagorean theorem on, because the height should really be right there. We'll learn that later. Just kidding, we won't, but you will later. So, just use the 5 as your base, 46 is your height, and let's get rid of that one. Let's just leave it as millimeters. Let's take off that centimeters. And every class will do a little different, so I'm just kind of... Okay, these are both kilometers or kilometers. We're good. Those are both... Oh, wait a minute. Those are not the same shape, are they? Listen, we're done with triangles. Anybody got a question? Base times height divided by 2. Everybody's good? Okay, now, here we go. Now we are not on triangles. We are on parallelograms. Parallelograms. Listen, the formula for a parallelogram. Yes, I have to sound it out every time. Area equals base times height. What? What? You okay? Yeah. Parallelogram. Base times height. Right here. No, that's trapezoid.
I got that's trapezoid for a second. That's kind of blank.
Okay. But listen. Here's the thing. These are parallelograms because these 2 sides are, yeah, they're equivalent and they're parallel, and these 2 sides are parallel. Listen, they look the same, but you got to know which is which. The dotted line, remember, those dotted lines are like imaginary lines. So if you're not sure what the shape is, you might have to kind of cover it up for a minute to figure it out.
What's it called?
Trapezoids.
No. But the formula for this one and the rectangles are the same.
Yes.
So
Because all it is a parallelogram to me is like a rectangle that's been popped on its side. So it's the same formula, which is good.
does it like matter if we actually call one like a rectangle into parallelogram? Are we going to like label them on the test?
No, but they had the same formula, so you're good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep,
So
you're
does it
good.
matter?
Not exactly. Not exactly. Okay, these 2, here we go. So, like I'll do number 14 here. We've got, first you'd write the formula, and yes, you write the formula every time. Okay, I'm going to use my base is 6, my height is 4, so my area is 24 kilometers or kilometers squared. Make sure you write the formula and show your work. Please, please, please. Okay. You should be able to do 13. All is good. I'm okay with it. Yeah. You could flip-flop the numbers on this one. My thing is a lot of you, like, looked at a parallelogram and you instantly divided by 2. Like, you don't. You don't do that with parallelograms. Now, let's look at 15 and 16, because some of these got some weird things on them. Here we go. Okay, 15. We need a base and a height. So I'm going to get rid of these numbers, because they are the lengths of the sides. 16, this is the base, 7.5, and the height is 5.3. I'm going to get rid of these two. Base and height, base and height. Okay, 17. Okay, base is 5, height is 5. So on this one, get rid of this 11 and that 5. On 17.
Oh.
And then 18, the base is 10, the height is 5.3. I mean, I'm hoping you're realizing that the numbers are the same, like that was the same as that. Either way, it's a base. It's still at a 90-degree angle. Okay. Last two parallelograms, and I'll take questions. Give me 1 second. On this one, let's get rid of that one, if it's tricking you, even though it's the same as the other side. And that one, if it's tricking you. Okay, so let me stop here. Any questions on parallelograms? Yes?
Are we going to have to, like, mark them out?
Nah.
So we're not going to do it.
Probably not. The main one that we usually do is the triangle and having those two walls sometimes. Now, this one has been the most hurtful to your quiz grades. I don't know what else to call it, but I really need you to get with me on this. Refresh your brains. Here we go. It is a trapezoid, okay? I'm going to go over here to this edge and do it on number 22 here, but it is a trapezoid. The formula is the height times base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2. Many of you did all this math and just forgot to divide by 2. I got some kids who multiplied base 1 and base 2. Listen, when you're looking for the bases, you're looking for the two railroad tracks, the two roads, yeah, whatever, lines that are parallel. Those are my bases. Right there. Those are my bases. Okay? Now, so if I were to fill this formula in, my height is 8.8, and my bases, it doesn't matter which order you put it in, 4.3 plus 11.9. There's a hole in my paper right there if you can't tell. That's why I'm... So, my height is that dotted line right there. Okay, and then I would divide by 2. Now, some of you, it's like you knew how to write the formula, but you couldn't use the formula. It's like, it was weird. It was like somebody handing you a pencil and you staring at it not knowing what to do with it. Listen, the first thing you have to do is add those numbers in the parentheses. You got to add. So, what you should be doing is bringing down this 8.8 because you've not used it yet. If I add 4.3 plus 11.9, I get 16.2. But listen, I still have all that math left. You should be showing that. Then what's the next step? Multiply 16.2 times 8.8. What do you get?
142.56.
Okay. And then we can't forget the divided by 2. Is that right? Okay. I was doing it in my head. So 71.28, and then I go back and I look, and it's miles squared.
How did you do this in your head?
Well, I was just doing 2 into those numbers, though. 2 into 14, 2 into 2, 2 into 5. That, well, only because it's 2, it's easy. Like, if it was 196, well, no, actually, I haven't done that one. That's a different one.
Since we're doing it in our calculator, could we have just done that since you can?
Yeah, either way. Calculator with your head.
I just put A equals the answer instead of putting math with it.
But listen, show me some of the work. Yeah, listen, you cannot skip steps. You've got to show me some of the work. Now, the 2 on the very bottom of this are the only ones that I'm really seeing issues with on these trapezoids. What number should I get rid of on 27?
5.9.
5.9. What number should I get rid of on 28?
3.1 and 2.5.
Yes. I need you to realize you've got extra numbers. Now, basically the rest of this class period, you have 2 choices. You can either redo or retake a test, or make up a test, finish a test, or finish this. But this is due by tomorrow. Okay? But you have a good 30 minutes to pretty much do the rest of these. Every class has had about 30 minutes.
30.
About 25, 30 minutes.
You leave at 1.